So today I want to talk about how much my small YouTube channel makes, specifically in the financial space. So if you've been on YouTube and you've done a little bit of research, then you probably already know that finance on average makes more money than topics such as vlogging or even cooking. Now just keep in mind that I don't make money off my subscribers, I make money off my monetized views. So people actually watching my videos, and then the different ad types pop up. And these of course could be subscribers, but they could also be non-subscribers. And the majority of the people that watch my videos are non-subscribers. And also the YouTube income that I do make is not taxed yet. So I still have to pay taxes on the income that I'm making. So we'll look at my YouTube earnings, my CPM, the different ad types and how much income they generate. We look at some demographical information such as age and gender. And then I'll delve into the financial topics and what the CPM looks like on those: real estate, investing, personal finance, etc. And at the end, I'm gonna give you a tip on some research that you can do in order to increase your CPM. Now, this is a tip that you do not want to miss. So let's just jump right in. So as you can tell, and let's look at the last month. So let's look at October. So last month, October, I made close to $600. Now, interestingly enough is that throughout the month, my income is actually higher. It got all the way up to $650, but in the beginning of this month, it got adjusted down and it came down to like close to $600. Now, this is not the total revenue because YouTube takes their cut. There is a YouTube split, which is pretty much 45-55. So 45% of my revenue, Google takes that cut, and then I get that 55%. Now, is that fair? Is it fair that YouTube takes 45%? I do think it's fair because YouTube provides the platform for advertisers to advertise on all these different YouTube channels. And the platform that I'm talking about, of course, is Google Ads. So Google provides the platform, the technology, and of course the support also. So a 45-55 split, I do think it's pretty fair. Now, I got monetized this year in April, and I didn't know what to expect when it came to monetization. So back in April, that's when I turned on ads on my videos, and the first day I made like $2 because I just put my ads on a couple of videos and I was still trying to figure out how that whole system worked. So the first day I pretty much made $2, and then the next day I put ads on pretty much most of my videos and I was able to get it up to $11, but it's been steadily increasing and lately it's been hovering around like $28. So it is actually pretty nice to see that some of the work that I'm putting in is actually paying off. Now let's go back to last month and let's look at my CPM for last month. So my CPM in October was $60. And funny thing is that I've seen CPMs a lot higher than this, specifically in the e-commerce space. So if you talk about dropshipping, e-commerce, Shopify, those videos attract advertisers that are willing to pay a extremely high CPM in order to get in front of those potential customers. And of course, I've seen CPMs a lot lower also, in the like $8 range or even lower. When I'm making these videos on investing, personal finance, real estate, whatever I'm talking about, I can see what the CPM is on each individual video. And if I go in a different direction and I talk more about videos such as personal finance, I do know that my average CPM will come down, which is something that I've already been noticing because if I switch over to the last 28 days, I've been shifting more into other types of topics and I do notice that my CPM is coming down. So CPM is not something that I pay too much attention to because it fluctuates on a daily basis. And of course, also looking at some of the changes that YouTube is making to their partner program, they are going to start monetizing videos and channels that are not even in their partner program. So I don't know what this CPM will look like. So I don't rely on the CPM. I just make videos and then pretty much like hope for the best. Now let's go ahead and talk about the different ad types. So if you signed up for the YouTube partner program, there are specific ad types that will appear on your channel or even on your videos. And the ones that usually pop up are going to be your display ads, overlay ads, skippable video ads, non-skippable ones, bumper, and sponsored cards. Now, as a YouTuber, the ones that irritate me the most are going to be the non-skippable video ads. But I do have to say that with me now being a YouTuber, I don't use an ad blocker. So I know how much work and effort it takes to make these YouTube videos. So if I'm on somebody else's channel, I watch the videos in full because of course it impacts your watch time. And I also watch the video ads that appear on your videos. In the past, yes, I used to skip all that stuff, but with me being a YouTuber, that's things that I do pay attention to. Now, out of all these ad types, let's take a look at which ones are making me the most money. So if I go into my analytics and I go into ad type, and let's do the last 365 days. So the skippable video ads make me the most money because they get the most ad impressions, but they also have the highest CPM. Now the display ads have the lowest CPM. So now let's take a look at the geography, age, and gender, and let's flip it back to October. So when I look at geography, and let me add the playback based CPM, looking at October, let me sort by views. You can quickly tell that, of course, the United States gives me the most views, but also the highest CPM. And then in number 2 is India, which also gives me pretty good amount of views, but the CPM is a lot lower. And then scrolling down, of course, the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, those are going to be the ones that have a high CPM. Even the Netherlands also has a fairly high CPM. Now looking at the viewer age, most of my viewers are in that 25 to 34 years age range, and then it trails off, it trails down. And then also paying attention to the gender, and this is something that I kind of already guessed, that most of my visitors, most of my viewers are male. And this kind of stays the same month over month. So even when I was not monetized, most of my visitors, most of my viewers were male. Now let's take a look at my videos and specifically how much certain topics make whenever I talk about these specific financial topics such as real estate, investing, personal finance. So let's flip this. Instead of looking at October, let's look at the last 28 days because I have been focusing on making a more diverse amount of videos, so not only focusing on one topic. So this will give us a good representation of, okay, what does the CPM look like on all these different financial topics. So if I scroll down and looking at the playback based CPM, so personal finance $37, stock market investing $63, forex trading pretty high also, dividend investing pretty high, real estate really high, mind and brain hacking, that's more of a like personal development, so that you can already see that the CPM is a lot lower on this one. So penny stocks extremely high. So with investing, it looks like it's in like the 30 to 50, even $60 range. And then personal finance is in that like $20 to $30 range. And passive income, making money, that's also a financial topic that makes a lot of money. Analyzing individual stocks, I've noticed that that is in the like the $20 to $30 CPM. And like I said, make money, passive income, you'll get a high CPM on those types of topics. And then dividend investing, again, pretty high also. Did one on podcasting, $25, that's still a pretty good CPM. And if I scroll all the way down, let's see what else is there. Yeah, dividend investing, pretty high CPM. So if you're in that investing space and you talk about that investing topic, you'll get a pretty good CPM. Now, like I said, this CPM does fluctuate, so I don't necessarily rely on it. It's not like I log in and I'm expecting to get a $50 CPM. No, I just make my videos and whatever my CPM is, that's what it is. So let's switch gears and look at that tip I was going to talk about. How can you do some research on your CPM and see if you can get your CPM up? So if you're familiar with Google Ads, and even if you're not familiar with Google Ads, this is something that you can search. You can sign up for Google Ads for free. And Google Ads gives advertisers the platform to advertise on YouTube videos and YouTube channels. And of course, this is what we will use in order to check what the CPMs look like. So as you can tell, if I would just advertise and not have any specific filters in place or any specific targeting, my average CPM would be between $10 and $24 as a advertiser. But now I'm gonna add some filters to that. So if I scroll down, let's look at the actual topics. So on average, because I put a high CPM in there, so my CPM is $100, so the average CPM is of course gonna be higher. But the average CPM is between $10 and $24, right? Now, if I choose a specific topic that I want to target to, let's say I do audiobooks. I know audiobooks is pretty high, so $21 to $48 of CPM. Now, if I change that to, let's say, arts and entertainment, celebrity news, that's going to be a lot lower, like, okay, $28. But this is how you can kind of come in and check to see, like, okay, if there's a specific topic that I talk about, what would the CPM look like? And advertisers also have the opportunity or the option to advertise on specific channels. So if you have a channel that's talking about a specific topic such as cooking or even tech reviews, an advertiser can come in here and pinpoint your channel just to advertise on it. So I'm just going to put my channel in there. Now let's see what my CPM looks like. So if you want to advertise on my channel, my CPM will be between $5 and $17. Now using Google Ads, that's a good way to try to figure out, like, okay, if I talk about a specific topic, what would the CPM look like? Or even if I want to target a specific channel, because if you look at a channel, you can kind of figure out, this channel talks about investing. What does their CPM look like? This one talks about cooking. Okay, let me see what their CPM potentially might look like. Now, these are just averages, though, so don't take this as fact, but it is a good tool to use in order to do some additional research on what type of CPM you can expect.